Vegas. Hanging at the Golden Circle Sportsbook and Bar inside Treasure Island. It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
Reno's in. This hour is brought to you by Battleborn Injury Lawyers. 766-1400 is the number. Dial 775 in the north. Why? Because there's an office in Reno and in Summerlin and in Vegas and in Henderson. Willie Ramirez is here with us. He's nice enough to join us on Cofield and Company while he does 3 hours of his live show on TikTok. James with the setup here. Treasure Island is wonderful. They served us an absolute feast. We'll have to put out some pictures. I'm a creature of habit with the Southpaw chicken tenders. And by the way, Packers and Eagles are going to kick off in a little bit here. The game's here. I'm telling you, if you're not paying attention, you're going to hit some places in town where they're like, NBC, right? Peacock. You're going to be at home. NFL, let's watch it. Peacock. So this is a great place. Parking's free. The menu's awesome. Drink specials. It's a Friday. You can hang with us and watch the game at the Golden Circle Sportsbook and Bar. And
unless you are like company member Adam Hill, who how many years ago said, everybody get the lifetime deal.
Why didn't we listen? He knew big things were on the way for those guys. Or at least
you got to hand it to Adam.
Well, there's no way he knew the NFL was coming. Did you think he knew the NFL was coming?
No, but because back then, I don't think he knew, but in a sense, he knew that what was coming as a whole was sports because he's a big soccer guy. So he knew he was going to be able to watch every damn soccer game.
Stupid. I should have signed up. Why didn't I do it?
I want you to find that show and make a clip and make a promo of it.
Yes, we're going to find that show. Yeah. Yes, because we keep all of our archives at Lotus Broadcasting. Yeah. We go very we go very deep. We're 3 weeks deep. Big four time.
Battleborn Injury Lawyers presents the Big Four at 4. Number 4.
Willie loves the days of celebration. I'm not talking traditional days of celebration, but there's national days.
The silly ones.
Yesterday was massive. I'm actually surprised you just didn't blow out today's days and reference yesterday. You know, yesterday was National Cheese Pizza Day.
Ooh. Yep. I'm glad that I didn't know that because I probably would have celebrated National Cheese Pizza Day. And I'm in a see, we just talked about this. Griffin and I did the other night after in the grab bag. I'm on a caloric deficit, and I cannot. That would blow me out for one. That would be it. I'd be done for my fat content for cheese pizza. But I definitely, and it's got to be New York style, of course. For me, big slice.
Which, by the way, makes people so mad. They're like, "What about Chicago pizza
or Detroit?"
And then you fire back. You're like, "I like New York."
You're right. Okay? There's nothing when you say, "What about Chicago?" What about it?
Enjoy it.
It's great. It's fine.
Awesome.
You know when I went on my trip,
not for us.
That first stop going to where I was going to Michigan, and I stopped in Champaign. I was referenced to a place on campus for the incredible deep dish Chicago, and 2 young ladies that I ran into, they're tooling around on the golf course. They said, no. Just go to this steakhouse. You'll be better off going to the steak. You like this steakhouse. So I went to the steakhouse instead. They steered me clear of delving into Chicago. And then when I went back to Chicago, I still didn't get the Chicago pizza. It's not that I don't like it. I just prefer getting New York.
Today is actually National Coffee Ice Cream Day. I mean, the specialization now is out of control.
It is.
There's like 3 ice creams we need. 4 maybe. That get their own day. The coffee ice cream's not one.
What are the 4?
I don't know. Chocolate chip. What do you want?
No, I didn't say that. You said it. You're the one that just said we should only have 3 or 4. So I ask you which ones. You go, well, I don't know. What do you think?
Chocolate chip for sure.
Okay.
I'm a creature of habit. I would have mint chocolate chip, but I'm not going to overload the 4 choice, the Mount Rushmore of ice cream.
Oh, so now we got to do a Mount Rushmore of ice cream.
Griffin, what do you want to throw in? You're a very plain guy. You want to throw in vanilla?
Vanilla? That's insulting. I like
Neapolitan. You want to go with the strawberry, the chocolate, and
give me the Neapolitan for sure.
Okay. Willie, don't be a butter pecan guy, please.
I was going to say praline cream. Same thing.
Come on, it's got to be kind of mainstream. Now you're being ridiculous.
So wait a minute. So we each get to put one, but I have to abide by your.
You have to be correct.
Oh, I see.
Well, Mount Rushmore. Okay. It's not Chester Arthur on Mount Rushmore.
Settle down, Turbo. It's Friday. Bring your manners to
No,
work
we've opened up a conflict Friday on a Mount Rushmore of ice cream.
Man.
By the way, I hate the Mount Rushmore topic in general, but it is National Coffee Ice Cream Day, and whoever is this big coffee or is this big ice cream? We always talk about these weird promotions. So
that's true. Could it be? Is it actually a coffee holiday or is it an ice cream holiday? It could be one or the other.
I would accept Big Cookie coming in and saying
Big Cookie.
Yes, some sort of cookies and cream ice cream.
So what's on the Mount Rushmore of cookies? Are you going crumble? You going Toll House? Oreo? So now you've opened up a big Mount Rushmore.
Yep. You know how we end that? Number 3.
Number 3.
Boy, the Ravens were pissed last night. I don't blame them. I'm not even mad at Isaiah Likely for basically saying, you know what? Yeah, we're coming back in the playoffs. Okay? You got us now. That was the worst game we played. A lot of saltiness last night. Here's Roquan Smith after the game, who apparently was very, very pissed off at one of the Chiefs' tight ends.
He flopped. He flopped. That's why the referees didn't call it. It was a great no call by the ref. But whoever 88 is, I don't know who he is, but he better watch himself.
Did he grab you?
He did a little slick push.
Was there somebody on the sideline that pushed you as well?
Yeah, whoever number 88 is, I have no idea who he is, but I'll see him when I see him.
So Charlie Kolar from Iowa State. Anyone? I think we covered him a couple years ago. Kolar 6'7", 255. So
they're salty. Are they actually angry with themselves?
You think he heard that about Roquan Smith, and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm scared."
Oh, there's someone definitely got that to him. There's no doubt about it. How bad of a game did the Ravens actually have, or was it miscues in specific situations? I mean, Lamar Jackson finishes with 300 or 400 yards of offense.
I mean, do we want to address this? The tackles, where are they supposed to line up? Can we get some consistency here? Because Ronnie Stanley, Vegas guy, got hit a couple times. And then meanwhile, everyone's like, the Chiefs tackle, it moves on every friggin' play. Moves early on every play.
A lot of mistakes. They got to fix them.
Well, but my point is, if we're making calls, it doesn't seem like the officials are on the same page as the players.
So the officials had a bad game, is what you're saying.
I don't know.
Oh.
I know this. If I'm a player, I'm like, what are the rules?
Right.
What are you going to call and what are you going to let go?
Absolutely. Maybe the preseason should be more just as much for the referees as it is the players.
Number 2.
Number 2.
I'm curious to see what Davante Adams' attitude is going to be here the next 3 weeks if the Raiders get off to a slow start. I think it was one of the stories of the summer. He'll try to downplay that, but he was in receiver. Again, it was last season where he was talking about his future with the Raiders. It was getting frustrating. And I know it was last season, but he's also done it before that. And then he said, no, that was taken out of context. And then this offseason, he also talked about, hey, Brady would be great to have on the team. Do you want Brady or do you want these guys? And now a story came out a few weeks ago about Deshaun Jackson saying Davante Adams isn't happy. You ask me, who do I believe in this case?
Yeah.
Deshaun Jackson. I think Davante Adams is a history revisionist with his own words, oftentimes.
Or does he leave interpretation open and it was taken out of context in terms of it was put in Deshaun Jackson's context, but Davante crafted it in a way in which he could, if it were ever come back, he said, no, that's not what I meant. And so if that conversation was ever revealed, then he could say, you see, that's not necessarily how.
Which you're right. He does that. So did he do it with a guy that, he was talking to?
I think so.
I don't even know if they're friends. He's
right.
They
could just be homies, right? They could just be texters. They could just be, hey, I got this podcast thing, or hey, I saw a receiver, hey, whatever. Well, it could be anything because it came out after the topic came up as receiver hit with Netflix, and then we saw the dissension that he had. You asked about what Davante is going to be like after a few games. I think if this team, if Gardner Minshew and him are on the same page and the team puts forth a stellar effort and they just didn't get it done, but it's not on the fault of effort and work ethic and they just weren't the better team, I don't think he'll be as salty. But if we start seeing miscues and we start seeing a discombobulated team with no chemistry, he's 100% going to be pissed off.
Top story.
Number 1.
Treasure Island, Golden Circle Sportsbook and Bar. Are you ready for I can't do it. It's the dumbest thing ever. FNIA. Are you ready for FNI? Are you ready for FNIA? Football Night in America. That's what they branded this on Peacock.
How do you just say it? Fnia?
Fnia.
Fnia.
Fnia. Fnia.
Well, then you're kind of saying Fnia.
Yeah.
Don't mispronounce that and
I
disrespect
know we might
our girl
get
Naya.
we might get dumped. I think it's Nye, but
Nye.
we might get dumped here in a second. Good
That's
attempt on the
That's
joke.
right.
FNIA.
FNIA. I like that. I like that better.
What does IA mean? Come on, it's obvious. In America.
Because you know what? Right now, with the I'm not even going to say
Is
that.
there an owner or a commissioner in American sports that you would stand in line for to get a selfie with?
Yeah.
There is?
Sure.
Who?
Kathy Engelbert.
You're a media member. You got access to her.
Then what'd you ask me for?
As a fan,
I'm a media member for every single major sport, all 5. Oh, not baseball, and I'm done. No.
for the audience that can't answer right now,
Oh, okay.
although we're live right now on Twitter and Facebook and IG Live, because I just witnessed some video on FNIA, of Brazilian fans lined up to get a picture with Roger Goodell.
Well, because they're hoping to get a team.
Is that what it is?
They're lobbying. Yeah, they want to be,
Hey,
you know.
is it Roger Goodell?
And they're whispering in his ear, screw London. Come over here.
Hey, Jerry, I got 78 Brazilian fans getting selfies with me. I think they need a team.
Yes.
Okay, Raj, go back to your office. Just pat on the head.
Raj on the hotline to Mark Davis and Jerry and
All right,
Robert.
how is this division? We got a battle right out of the gates with the Chargers and your Las Vegas Raiders. How is this AFC West? Speak. How is this AFC West going to break down at the end of the season? What's 1 through 4?
You're asking me?
Yep.
Kansas City,
Do it.
Denver,
I knew you were going to do that.
Las Vegas, Los Angeles. I will put an asterisk in that Vegas and LA could possibly finish with an identical record. That's why Sunday's game is very important.
Identical of what? 7 wins? 6?
Whatever the record is.
5?
No, I'm not giving you that.
Well, I mean, at some point you're going to say no. They're not going to win 4 games. They're each going to win 4 games. Say no.
F and E.
I don't know if you're saying it the right way. We haven't really locked down how to say it yet. That does sound better. That sounds a little bit.
Do you know what you're saying when you say F and E, right? F in America.
Well, that could be that could be angry or happy.
Sure, I guess.
Could actually be an action.
In an election year.
Okay, what? My order is Kansas City, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos, and I'll put a bet on the floor. By the way, we have to revisit our bet from yesterday. We haven't cemented it.
It was Wednesday. No disclaimer. Where's the disclaimer? The SO, by the way, Chargers. I'm not saying that's why you picked that.
No, that's not part of it.
Yeah.
I will potentially give you a Chargers gap to the Broncos. Remember we did that? Wasn't it Kansas City to the Raiders a couple years ago?
Yeah.
A win gap.
I got blasted.
What's an acceptable win gap? You already have the Chargers finishing behind, so this should be an easy bet for you. I'm saying the Chargers will be ahead of the Broncos by how many games? You think about that during the break.
Yeah, I got
you think about that.
I'm going to think about it. Here's the problem. I'm more worried about the Aces tonight in that bet because I got to go on a 7-0 run, and they're in Connecticut.
You're in trouble. You are in big trouble. We'll come back. Patrick Berbert, TI risk supervisor here at the Sportsbook. We'll check in, get us some information on this game and also the college and NFL slate.